I also been charged with bringing you the welcome on behalf of Langston University and the Rehabilitation Research and Training Center. We are pleased that so many of you have traveled far and near to share this experience with us and to participate in our very first informational design to inform historical black colleges and universities. That was the icebreaker. Hispanic serving institutions and American Indian tribal colleges and universities about the center's mission and its research, training, research capacity building, and outreach activities with the National Institute on Disability Rehabilitation Research, competitive disability and rehabilitation grant programs. We hope this experience will help to not only inform you about the ongoing of our dynamic research and training center, but also anticipate that you will go back to your home institution and share what you have experienced with your administrators, support staff, students, and external stockholders. The informational will follow the agenda as printed that's in front of you. Before doing introductions, I would like to provide you with some background information on the Langston University Rehabilitation Research and Training Center, or Research and Capacity Building for Minority Entities. Langston University, a historical black college and university, was awarded a competitive $4.3 million 5-year grant by the U.S. Department of Education, the National Institute on Disability and Rehabilitation Research to establish this center. The mission of the center is to improve minority entities, such as historical black colleges and universities, Hispanic serving institutions, and American Indian tribal colleges and universities, disability and rehabilitation research capacity, infrastructure, by conducting a programmatic line of research, examining experiences and outcomes of persons from traditional underserved racial and ethnic populations and communities, and capacity building efforts. To establish this goal, the center engages parties to carry out a national infrastructure agenda via dissemination, training, and technical assistance activities, and mentor selected minority entity research fellows in development of the field initiated pilot projects and research grant proposals. The RRTC employs 9 different researchers from multiple disciplines, including rehabilitation counseling, occupational education, mathematics, statistics, psychology, and community development. At this time, we're going to do a round-robin introduction of the participants and RRTC staff and partners. Please introduce yourself by stating your name, your title, and the role and function of your employing institution name. And so we will start down at this end, the first row, and we'll just go around.
Okay. I'm Cheryl Golden. I'm the Vice President of Academic Affairs at Memorial College.
Good morning, I'm Lisa Wilson. I'm the Director of Sponsored Programs at Fort Valley State University.
Good morning, I'm Dr. Olga Osby from Jackson State University in Jackson, Mississippi, and I'm the Interim Director of our Southern Institute on Mental Health Advocacy Research and Training, SMART.
Good morning, I'm Dr. Cory. I am the Chair of the Department of Social Work at Savannah State University, which we're transitioning to increase our research capacity. Historically, like many HBCUs, we've been a teaching institution, and now we have a growing emphasis on research. Thank you.
I'm Joseph McLeod from Clark Atlanta University, Research Administrator in the Office of Research and Sponsor Program.
I'm Charles Williams, Director of the Office of Research and Special Projects, and also Director of the Smith Institute for Health Equity and Social Justice at West College and College Campuses.
Right here, who's the Director of Office of Sponsor Programs and Research at Central State University.
Good morning, my name is Lisa Turner. I'm the Director of Title III Sponsor Program. Oldest degree granting institution for persons of African descent in the nation. 1954.
Okay, you win.
Good morning, Sadie Dixon, Director of Research and Sponsored Programs, Leading College at the University of New York.
Jerry Blair, from Langston University.
Good morning, I can see you all. Virginia Poetano, North Carolina Central University, I'm chair of the Department of Physical Education and Recreation.
Dr. James Greenwood, Vice President of the National Association for Black Veterans.
Heather Bostic, Executive Director of Title III Sponsored Programs at Paris Coast State University in
Good morning, my name is Ian Hodges. I'm Professor of Education and Senior Executive Director of the Islands University for Excellence in Development and Security. It's a mouthful, isn't it? And Thomas, Virgin Islands, also known as American Paradise.
Good morning, O'Leaf Johnson Jones, Director of the STEM Center at Houston Tillotson University in Austin, Texas.
Good morning, Vernon Shanks, Associate Director for Sponsored Programs in the State University.
Good morning, Diana Morris from College of Renomination at Tribal College in Wisconsin.
Good morning, I'm Pat Montgomery, Langston University.
Morning, Jeff Thompson. I'm the Associate Provost for Research and Dean of Graduate Studies at California State University, San Bernardino.
Good morning, Larry Gadetto, Dean of Professional Studies at Sul Ross State University in Alpine, Texas.
Good morning, Jim Case. I'm the interim provost at Sul Ross State University, and usually dean of the College of Arts and Sciences over there.
Jim McCallum. I am chair of the Department of Allied Health at Shaw University and also the director of the Faculty Development for Program.
Good morning, my name is Renee Myatt. I am the Associate Director of the Institute for Health, Social, and Community Research at Shaw University.
Good morning, my name is William Townley. I'm the Assistant Dean for Health Professions at the University of Maryland, Eastern Shore.
Morning, Kathleen Dallas, Associate Dean for the School of Health and Natural Sciences at Mercy College, a Hispanic serving institution.
Charles Weatherford, I'm the Associate Vice President for Research at Florida A&M University.
Shelley Reeves, I'm with the National Institute on Disability and Rehabilitation Research with the Department of Education. We're the funding entity for this particular grant, and I'm the project officer for this grant.
Good morning. My name is Sandra Feast-Price. I'm a proud graduate of Southern University, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm on faculty at the University of Kentucky, where I'm in the graduate program in rehabilitation counseling. I'm also a researcher and administrator as well.
I'll stand also. I'm Dale Weston, Vice President for Research and Economic Development at the University of Maryland, Eastern Shore, two-time national bowling champion.
Chappelle Jordan, I'm the Senior Grant Specialist at Dakota Coastal University, where it was begun with 5 little Negro girls and $1.50.
Yolanda Edwards, Professor and Chair of the Department of Educational Leadership Counseling Professional Studies at Winston-Salem State University.
Good morning, I'm Gwendolyn Boyd, President of Alabama State University.
Good morning, I'm George Cooper, Executive Director, White House Initiative on HBCU, Washington, D.C.
Good morning, I'm President of Little Priest Tribal College in Winnebago, Nebraska, Johnny D. Jones.
Good morning, I'm Jim Lyon, Interim President at the University of the District of Columbia.
Good morning, my name is Bruce Street. I'm a professor and chair of rehabilitation counseling, University of Texas Pan-American, which is an HSI.
Hello everyone, Abdullah Diallo for the University of Texas Pan-American Assistant Professor.
Good morning, I'm Ellen Jefferson Evans. I'm the Department Chairperson at the University of Arkansas.
Morning, I am Hernan Vera. I am from the Pontifical Catholic University of Puerto Rico. I am the Dean of Rehabilitation Studies.
Hi, I'm Dan Hopkins. I am the Executive Director of the Rocky Mountain Technical Assistance and Consulting Center in Aurora, Colorado, and I'm partnering with Langston University as a consultant on this project.
Good morning. I'm Bobby Atkins, Professor Emeritus, San Diego State University, and I'm also partnering with Langston University and very proud to do so.
Good morning, I'm Artelia Covington. I represent Bowie State University, the oldest historically black college in Maryland. And I am the sponsored program specialist representing that university.
Good morning. My name is Naikwan. I'm a research associate at the Institute for Community Inclusion at UMass Boston. We are partnering with Langston University.
Hi, my name is Myra Reynoso. I am from University of Massachusetts, Boston, from the Institute for Community Inclusion. I wish I could say we had one of these, you know, first one. But as we saw in yesterday's meeting, when you're away from home, you can say anything about yourself and your organization. So I am a senior research associate, and I'm thrilled to be partnering with Langston on this grant.
Good morning, I'm Lisa Blunt Rochester, also part of the Institute for Community Inclusion. I'm a senior fellow at the Institute and also have produced, by birthing, 2 graduates of HBCU. Oregon State and North Carolina. My own pipeline.
I'm assistant professor. I'm Gary Sanders, Dr. Gary Sanders. I'm the research assistant at Langston University Rehabilitation Research Training Center for research and capacity building for minority entities. But I can say it a little bit later.
Good morning, Dr. G. Johnson, with the research analyst with the RRTC, and he said the long words, and also assistant professor in the rehab counseling program in Langston University.
Edward Manyibe, research assistant professor and capacity building director, Langston University, RRTC.
And good morning, Cory Moore, principal investigator and research director for the LURRTC.
See, I didn't know we had to show our pedigree this morning. Since I was among the first here, but I neglected to say that you're in the state of Georgia. Welcome. I'm at Savannah State University, which is proud to be the oldest university in the state. Not just the oldest HBCU, but the oldest university in the state. And so we also have some pedigree like the rest.
Okay, so once again, welcome. And we're so glad each one of you came out to share this experience with us. We'll move forward with the agenda. The first speaker of the morning is Dr. Clyde Montgomery. And I will give you some background about Dr. Clyde Montgomery. He currently serves as a VP for Academic Affairs at Langston University. The Mississippi native received his PhD from the University of Oklahoma. With more than 30 years of experience in higher education, he has either directly or indirectly participated in grants, fundraising that total over $4 million. Dr. Clyde Montgomery.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Dr. Moore, presidents, vice presidents, deans, chairs, ladies and gentlemen. I am Clyde Montgomery, Vice President for Academic Affairs at Langston University. And on behalf of our President, Dr. Kent Smith, who is on special assignment and could not be here today, I bring you greetings and best wishes to each of you. Excuse me. I trust that each of you had a great trip and a restful evening and are excited about the opportunities that lie ahead. The opportunity to partner with Langston University Research Initiative, the opportunity to expand knowledge and research skills, and the opportunity to explore research and improve the lives of disabled Americans. Dr. Cory has asked me to talk a little bit about the benefit of the Research Center to Langston University. But before we do that, I would like to ask Dr. Moore to please stand. Rehabilitation counseling staff, stand. And partners, will you stand, please? Please join me in giving these individuals a rousing round of applause. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that Research Center will do for Langston University. To say the least, though, the program was very, very competitive. The competition was very stiff, and I certainly would like to congratulate all of those finalists in competing for the center. The acquisition of a research program at Langston University has provided much well-deserved positive publicity for Langston University Rehabilitation Counseling Program. When I think of the Langston Rehabilitation Counseling Program, I think of three things. One, it's one of our fastest growing programs. Two, I think about grantsmanship. Three, I think about scholarship. Since the inception of the Rehabilitation Counseling Program in 2001, we have graduated more than 343 graduates. If you look at that, that's approximately 23 graduates per year. Dr. Cory Moore, as referred to the man with the golden arm, has generated more than $13 million in that time frame to support this program. That's why I think Langston Rehabilitation Counseling Program is rapidly becoming one of the best in the country. Currently, we have 129 students enrolled in 3 programs. In terms of the benefit of the Center to Langston University, we believe that it's going to strengthen the Rehabilitation Counseling Program through additional funding, personnel, and increased student enrollment. It will provide funds to expand the research facility. Certainly, we will get quite a bit of publicity at the state and local level because of our activities, and certainly it will provide indirect costs. And we believe that as a result of this grant, we will have a competitive edge in securing future grants. In terms of the benefit to the students, will provide opportunities for faculty to explore new or expand existing research efforts through partnerships with colleagues from other universities, provide an opportunity for faculty to involve students in research as part of the teaching and learning process, and provide a forum for faculty members from other universities to improve their research skills as well as publish their findings with the colleagues. Also, it will provide funds for faculty involvement as research scholars. Will provide opportunity for faculty members to explore, expand, or generate research to improve the lives of disabled Americans. The benefit for students, provide students with research techniques and strategy to perform research at a higher academic level. It will help to enhance the learning process, will aid students in applying theory to practice, and provide an opportunity for students to present research at local or national level conferences. It will provide funds for graduate research assistants, and the center, we believe that having a center on campus will strengthen our undergraduate research program through improved faculty skills. We are excited about this opportunity, and again, I'd like to congratulate Dr. Moore for his achievement and his staff for writing the winning proposal. Langston University pledges all areas of the university, academic, physical, student, and institutional advancement will be available to this program to ensure that it's successful and become one of the best in the country. Thank you, and I look forward to meeting with each of you.
And our next speaker will be Dr. Cory Moore. And before I introduce him, I will give you some background. Dr. Cory Moore has served as a principal investigator and research director of the Langston University Rehabilitation Research and Training Center for Research and Capacity Building at Langston University. As PI, he retains unlimited responsibility, assuring that the RRTC meets its goals and monitors and promotes the intellectual quality and scientific rigor of the center's work. He is the founding chair of the Langston University Department of Rehabilitation Counseling and Disability Studies and holds the prestigious Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Distinguished Professor Endowed Chair at Langston University. Since coming to Langston University, he has served as principal investigator, project director for 14 different U.S. Department of Education research and training and service grants exceeding $13 million. Prior to coming to Langston University, he was employed as a research assistant professor at University of Arkansas, a rehabilitation research and training center for persons who are deaf and hard of hearing. He has authored and co-authored over 40 peer-reviewed research publications, monographs, technical reports, and has conducted numerous national and state presentations on rehabilitation topics. Dr. Moore was the 2005 recipient of National Association of Multicultural Rehabilitation Concerns, Bobby Atkins Research Award. He was also a recipient of the 2009 Thurgood Marshall College Fund, Outstanding Leadership in Faculty Research Award, and the 2009 Oklahoma Rehabilitation Association Herbert E. Burke Professional Year Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Cory Moore.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, Ms. Muhammad, for that wonderful introduction. University and college presidents, provost, vice presidents for academic affairs, chief research officers, sponsored programs directors, faculty, students, partners, and all other stakeholders. I want to thank each of you for attending our very first Minority Entity Relationship Building and Buy-in Informational on RRT services and opportunities here in the historical, empowering city of Atlanta, Georgia. The overarching goal of this meeting is to provide you and your institution with information about the impetus for the Langston University Rehabilitation Research and Training Center, and to present this ambitious research and training agenda. Among other items, we will present information on available subcontracts that establish formal research mentorship and collaboration opportunities through our institutional research capacity building infrastructure model, also referred to as IRCBAM, and related peer-to-peer mentor research team academy, RRTC focuses on building disability and rehabilitation infrastructure on minority entity campuses to include historically black colleges and universities, Hispanic serving institutions, and American Indian tribal colleges and universities. The Peer-to-Peer Mentor Research Team Academy is a component of RRTC, and its purpose is to enhance participating faculty scholars' research methods and grant writing skills. In presenting and describing these models over the next 2 days, we anticipate that many of you will want to know the answer to a primary question, and that question is, what is in it for me? How will my university participation in RRTC benefit my institution? Why should my institution participate in RRTC? Throughout presentations made today and tomorrow, you will hear the answer to this question and be presented with many of the benefits of your institution participating in RRTC and as a RRTC collaborator. Speaking globally, 7 benefits of your institution participating in RRTC include, number 1, by participating in RRTC and subsequently upon securing disability research grants, your institution will gain monetary return on investment based on your negotiated indirect cost rate charge. So that's one benefit of participation. Number 2, RRTC participants are expected to benefit from long-term institutional resource development that includes the updating of equipment and technology via the securement of disability grants as a participant in RRTC. Number 3, RRTC participation and subsequent grant acquisition will help your institution continue to attract and develop quality students to complement enrollment management plan objectives. Number 4, RRTC participants, upon securing disability research grants, will help your institution attract and retain talented and high-quality disability faculty scholars, as such scholars want to be associated with the prestige of research. Number 5, RRTC participation among minority entities and subsequent disability research will enhance your institution's global competitiveness. Number 6, participation in RRTC by your institution and subsequent research grant acquisition will promote institutional presidents' visionary leadership and their legacy regarding resource development. We all know that university presidents are interested in leaving a legacy in terms of the resources, the centers, the institutes, the disability programs, the research programs broadly that they leave behind. And finally, number 7, RRTC participation by minority entities and its use of the community-based participatory research model will help increase the visibility of your institution in the communities you serve and help to address stigmas and negative perceptions. My main objective at this juncture of the meeting is to frame for you the problem in concert with related factors that have culminated into the national priority that the Rehabilitation Research and Training Center, hereafter referred to as the RRTC, is poised to address. This national priority, issued through the U.S. Department of Education, National Institute on Disability and Rehabilitation Research, focuses on building the disability and rehabilitation research capacity of minority entities through the conduct of a programmatic line of research that examines the rehabilitation experiences of persons with disabilities from traditionally underserved racial and ethnic populations. The overall problem as I see it, is that individuals with disabilities from traditionally underserved racial and ethnic populations and communities, such as African Americans, Native Americans, and Latinos, continue to differ on health and disability prevalence rates and rehabilitation experiences when compared to whites with disabilities. And they continue to face numerous challenges in terms of achieving successful rehabilitation outcomes. For example, among individuals between the ages of 18 and 64, 10.4% of non-Hispanic whites, 7.9% of Hispanics, and 4% of Asians report having a disability in 2011, compared to 13.6% of African Americans and 17.1% of American Indians or Alaskan Natives. This tendency for higher rates of disabilities is expected to result in larger numbers of persons from traditionally underrepresented populations seeking rehabilitation services. Disparities in rehabilitation access and outcomes form the basis of the Section 21 Rehabilitation Act, Section 21 of the Rehabilitation Act. The challenges include, but are not limited to, language barriers, cultural traditions and attitudes about disability, limited numbers of professional rehabilitation specialists and researchers from minority backgrounds, higher rates of poverty and lower rates of formal education, physical, social, and informational isolation from the mainstream disability and rehabilitation agencies, and cultural identity and cross-cultural mistrust. In order to fully appreciate this problem, we must perhaps first consider contextual factors that oftentimes impede disability faculty scholars at minority entities who have close social and cultural connections to individuals with disabilities from diverse backgrounds in their communities, from studying and developing solutions to address this problem. Back in 2007, about 4 years ago, the primary scholarly discourse among faculty scholars and investigators in our department at Langston University centered on the need to enhance our understanding of such contextual factors or research barriers, and more importantly, what role they play in promoting the participation of minority entity faculty scholars in the federal disability research agenda. As disability faculty scholars at an HBCU, we were perplexed about the lack of opportunities for talented HBCU faculty scholars to participate in and to lead federally sponsored disability research and development projects. We were highly motivated to study and shed some light on contextual policy and systems issues, preventing HBCUs and their disability scholars from optimally participating in disability research. However, the major issue at that time was the lack of funding to carry out the research. This lack of funding challenge was soon addressed in the form of a Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated Distinguished Professor Endowed Chair Award. Once per biennium, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, the largest African American sorority in the world, bestows a $200,000 award to one HBCU around the nation to provide support for a professor of distinction to be in residence at the recipient institution. The sorority makes the award on behalf of male or female professors who have excelled in academia and who are renowned through their research and published work. The sorority selected Langston University as the recipient, Dr. Cory Moore, myself as Distinguished Professor Endowed Chair for the 2008 award. A $200,000 check was presented to me on behalf of then Langston University President and Vice President Clyde Montgomery by the sorority's 23rd National President, Dr. Luis a Rice in Orlando, Florida. And so we finally had the funding needed to carry out a formal inquiry aimed at studying the issue related to research barriers, intrinsic and extrinsic. One goal of this project was to study and develop, as needed, strategies for strengthening resources and research capacity of HBCU house rehabilitation programs, particularly the expertise and infrastructure requirements that are needed to ensure the optimal participation of HBCUs in disability and rehabilitation research. We are grateful to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated for their financial support and backing, and acknowledged the sorority's contribution of resources needed to help us to begin to answer some of the large and looming questions that needed to be answered. We have many members of the sorority here today, and we are truly honored to have on hand Dr. Gwendolyn Boyd, the 22nd National President for the sorority, and currently new installed President of Alabama State University. And so, what were some of the key findings of this initial study funded through Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated? We have provided each of you with a personal copy of the monograph that includes such findings entitled Barriers to the Participation of Historically Black Colleges and Universities in the Federal Disability and Rehabilitation Research and Development Enterprise, the Researcher's Perspective. The findings were based on the experiences of 16 different disability faculty scholars across 10 different HBCUs around the nation. Findings indicated that the 5 most important contextual barriers to research participation were heavy teaching loads, the lack of research mentors, HBCU administrative culture, heavy student advisement commitments, and federal research entity leaders' expectations for proposal success. The focal point for this informational, which is disability research capacity building at minority entities, provides a compelling context for understanding this problem and is indeed timely and needed given the changing national racial and ethnic demography and the last 10 years of the post-9/11 American-led War on Terror campaign that have resulted in new and emerging multicultural disability populations. Major racial and ethnic demographic shifts in the U.S. has resulted in different constituencies for which new and expanded multicultural disability research agendas are warranted. Currently, the federal disability research enterprise lacks the critical mass of disability researchers from historically black colleges and universities, Hispanic serving institutions, and American Indian tribal colleges and universities needed to lead federally sponsored R&D projects and to answer the large questions that policymakers, federal disability research enterprise leaders, rehabilitation administrators, service providers, advocates, and persons with disabilities need answered. Due to ongoing differences in rehabilitation experiences among persons with disabilities from traditionally underserved racial and ethnic populations, when compared to whites, a critical need exists for increasing both the number and quality of researchers from traditionally underrepresented racial and ethnic populations, disability researchers from those populations, to include those employed at minority entities, available to study disability and rehabilitation experiences and disparities. Despite this existence of differential rehabilitation experiences for these populations, the number of principal investigators from underrepresented racial and ethnic populations across the federal disability agency landscape, leading and participating in research and development programs that address issues impacting persons from these populations and their communities is insufficient. Still, The participation rates of disability researchers from these populations are further exacerbated due to faculty scholar promotions into the university administration ranks, retirements, and deaths. Consequently, in my opinion, and likewise, we have seen a drastic reduction in the number of disability research leaders from traditionally underrepresented populations, and there has been a decrease in the number of peer-reviewed articles and other scholarly pieces examining and reporting on related multicultural rehabilitation issues. And so, there exists a void in the research literature, and this research gap, in my opinion, could set back efforts to address differential rehabilitation experiences for persons from traditionally underserved populations drastically. Ultimately, the shortage of disability researchers and leaders from traditionally underserved populations appears to be a sustainability or a lack of federal research enterprise pipeline infrastructure issue. Minority entity faculty, scholar, and investigator under participation in the federal disability research agenda and factors contributing to this phenomenon are documented via the scientific paradigm. Although there remains a question of what research capacity building models, methods, and approaches are more effective for building research skills and research infrastructure at minority entities. The old paradigm for minority entity capacity building has historically consisted of research methods and grant writing workshop trainings while offering little in the way of sustained individual faculty scholar mentorship, technical assistance, or resource allocation to address broader research infrastructure issues at minority entities, such as, but not limited to, limited library research, limited research assistance, and inadequate technical support. However, in carrying out RRTC-sponsored research and capacity building activities, we embrace a new paradigm for guiding the minority entity research capacity building and research infrastructure science that considers not only the need to enhance individual faculty, scholars, and investigators' research skills, but also takes into account the many infrastructure challenges that must be addressed as the emerging conceptual framework, such as inadequate office of sponsored programs, lack of library research materials, little student or research assistant support, inefficient institutional review board operations, inadequate technology support, heavy teaching and service responsibilities. The RRTC fully embraces this paradigm shift and corresponding emerging conceptual framework in its efforts to build an innovative approach to minority entity capacity building that goes beyond individual research skill building and mentorship to ameliorate institutional level infrastructure barriers, increase the number of seasoned research leaders from traditionally underrepresented racial and ethnic groups available to mentor minority entity junior investigators, identify intrinsic, extrinsic, and systemic factors that influence faculty scholars' research productivity, create a consortium of researchers across minority entities, equip emerging researchers based in the 6 minority entities that participate in our IRBM with the skills, field experience needed, and their access to a mentoring network and talent pool of experienced investigators, and finally, build state vocational rehabilitation agencies and minority entity research partnerships to increase these agencies' capacity to serve diverse communities. This meeting today and tomorrow will address several questions relevant to factors that contribute to the overall problem. The following questions have been posed for response by several of the presenters that you will hear this evening and tomorrow, and these questions are: number 1, What is the historical and legislative context for disability and rehabilitation research and training at minority entities? Number 2, what is the need for American Indian Tribal College and University faculty scholar generated disability and rehabilitation research? Number 3, what strategies might prove fruitful for building a pipeline to increase and sustain a critical mass of disability researchers from minority serving institutions and from traditionally underrepresented populations? Number 4, are there benefits to securing a National Institute on Disability and Rehabilitation sponsored field-initiated research or development project on minority serving institution campuses? Number 5, what is the minority entity institutional research capacity building infrastructure model, also called RRTC, and how does this model relate to disability research infrastructure? Number 6, what is the peer-to-peer mentor research team academy, and how does it build research fellows, research methods, and grant writing skills? Number 7, how do minority entities apply to participate in the institutional research capacity building model, also called RRTC, and complementary peer-to-peer mentor research team academy component, and what is in it for you? And number 8, what internal minority entity policy and systems issues hinder disability and health faculty scholars from participating optimally in disability and rehabilitation research? And what are NIDER's competitive research and development programs, and how do interested faculty scholars at minority entities apply to become an expert panel reviewer for NIDER? The response to these questions will be provided by several of the presenters you will hear throughout the next day and a half. We are pleased to be joined by various content experts and faculty scholars, disability researchers and research leaders from traditionally underrepresented populations, disability advocates, and persons with disabilities from traditionally underserved populations. My hope is that this information will provide each participant some new knowledge about the context of our center and its sponsored services, NIDER's mission and competitive research and development programs, and expert panel reviewer application processes, and that the meetings help to both sustain and stimulate the scholarly discourse on minority entity disability research barriers and their participation across the federal agency disability research landscape. Once again, thank each of you for attending the event.
We're going to take a 5-minute break. Numerous awards, served as a consultant, and successfully acquires grants in rehabilitation and higher education. Dr. Atkins is a professor emeritus of San Diego State University within the Department of Administration, Rehabilitation, and Post-Secondary Education, and Interwork Institute. Is Dr. Bobby Atkins.